And we are live on another edition of All In on High School Sports. Jennifer Valenti, Kurt Valenti, how are you?
Good, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I am good. I got my phone just in case there's any breaking New York Knicks news, hopefully. Hey, college football last week, a little high school football last week, but now we're into week one, right? We're into week one.
Yep.
Everybody's playing. Let's go. What we got going on tonight?
We have. I'm excited for tonight. We got quite the agenda. We are going to welcome as many as 8 coaches this evening to do a little New Jersey high school football preview. So, we want to thank all of the coaches who will be joining us in advance, taking the time out of their busy schedules. And some coaches were unsure. It's going to depend on some of the things they have going on. But so hopefully, 6 to 8 coaches will be joining us out with a little, snippet of their season. So I believe we have our first guest ready to go. Should I let him in?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So I'm going to get Coach Singq from Clifton ready to roll with us. There he is. Hey, Coach, how you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Good, thank you. Thanks so much for joining us. Allow me to reintroduce you to our audience. We welcome Coach Ralph Singq of Clifton. In 2021, they were 10-3, and they played in the North Group 5 championship game. So, Coach, I'm going to go right at you. I'm going to ask you, you guys open up Thursday night. You have East Orange, the team that you suffered a heartbreaking loss to in the North Group 5 finals. How fired up is your squad?
We're very excited. We're very excited to be playing our first game. We're very excited to be playing home. It's nice to always open up at home. Any advantage you could get against an opponent like East Orange is welcomed. We're certainly not the same team as last year, and I know they lost a lot of guys as well. So, it should be very interesting Thursday night.
Coach, real quick, you mentioned you weren't the same. You're not the same team as last year, and obviously, Jen and I watched you guys a couple of times last year, and you guys just had so many playmakers that would just make the biggest plays at the biggest time in the game. How hard is that going to be? To get some of those guys. You're going to miss some of those guys. So how hard is it? You think it's going to be for these new kids now for this year's team to step up in those big spots?
I think it's going to be extremely difficult. You just don't replace the Donovan Swayzes and the Brian Felicianos and the Kyle Velleses and the Omar Mihaises and the Mike Kristoffs. And, it could just keep going on and on and on. Jacob Maldonado's on offense, right? You don't replace those guys. So what you want to do is you want your new guys just to be themselves, and don't be something that they're not. Don't let the moment get too big because, we still have, a bunch of more games after this one. I know there's a lot going to be going on Thursday night at the stadium. But at the end of the day, it's a high school football game, and, we have to be prepared and just be ready.
Coach, you mentioned you had, graduated a lot of players. Do you have some players that have stepped up into leadership roles already that you could highlight for us really quickly?
Yeah, sure. Even though Joe Abel was a big part of last year's team, Joe's always been good his whole life, so he always played up. So he never had to be the leader. He never had to be that emotional, team head. So I think, this year he did a really good job, settling into that role. I think a guy by the name of Keanu Jimenez, he really did a great job stepping up as a leader. He's a junior captain. Voted on by his peers just by his relentless, dedication to making himself better and how he attacks every day and every practice. Tremaine Lawson has really stepped up. He's still young. He's very young. He's only 15 years old. He's one of our guys. He has to be one of our guys this year. And again, he was a sophomore who played last year to being, a junior captain. that's a big transition. So I think these guys are doing a good job at it.
And my last one for you, Coach, is, again, you mentioned the the epic game last year versus East Orange, right? And very controversial. Listen, we can get into that, and we could probably do a whole 2 podcasts on that, right? But
right.
I mean, would you script it any way different where it's like the opener is East Orange at Clifton in your house? I mean, do you like it being the first game? Would you rather have like a regular somebody else, or do you love it that it's
Ideally, I would have loved to have opened up last week 0. But with the camp being as short as it was this year, it's starting a little bit later. The way Labor Day falls, the way the season starts early, with us replacing 20 seniors, we just thought it'd be best if we, took some time, got those extra practices in, and just got good, finding an identity. Who are we? What do we do well? So, I guess we'll see if it works.
Wow, 20 seniors. That's a lot. That's a lot. Coach, we really appreciate you joining us tonight. As we said, we trying to get everyone in, do a couple things real quick, but we would love to, of course, spend more time with you, maybe bring some of your kids on during the season.
Sounds good. You let me know. We'll be here.
And Coach, you got to give, obviously you got to give a big shout out to Coach Coyne for me and Coach Bertola now that's with you guys. One's a Garfield guy.
GB.
And that's it, Coach Bertola.
Business.
And
guy, man.
I love them, grew up with Coach Bertola. And of course I coach with Coach Coyne. So please give a nice hello to those guys.
You know that I will.
Coach, thank you. We'll catch up with you very soon.
Absolutely. Take care. Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much, Coach. Good luck.
Bye.
Okay, so we talk about a home opener like that, huh?
I know,
where it's not a league game. You play them now. It's like boom, game. Week 1. It's
right into it.
It's right into it.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, we have our next guest ready to go, actually. So I'm going to get him in as well, and then introduce him. We're on schedule so far. one guest.
I don't want to say who got us 3 minutes late, but I know he's not wearing red. I'll say that.
Hey, Coach Tabanta, how are you?
Hey guys, how are you? Thanks for having me on tonight. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much for joining us. Long time no see. It's so good to see you. Allow me to introduce you to our audience. This is Coach Rick Tabanta of the Montville Mustangs. In 2021, they finished the season 6-4, and they already opened up their season at week 0 with an impressive 51-21 victory at Morris Catholic. Now, up next, Coach, if I'm not mistaken, you have a strong West Morris team at home, right? What's your outlook going into Friday's game?
Friday's game is exciting for us because it's West Morris Central's a perennial powerhouse, always well coached, always in the playoffs, and always pushing for a state championship. So it's a challenge that I think we're all excited about.
Very nice.
Coach, what's a couple of keys? And again, we don't want to give secrets over the on the airway, but like Jen said, it is. I mean, it's a nice rivalry. It's a big time school that you guys are facing. So what's like maybe like one key for this week's game?
I think the key for anybody stopping West Morris is to stop their fullback, number 32. He's a real tough runner. He's the Morris County returning defensive player of the year. He was the defensive player of the year last year for him. So he's a real both sides of the ball. The kid's really tough. He's their main guy. So we got to be able to control him both offensively and defensively to have any success. So.
And Coach, could you highlight a few of your players that you think will have big roles on both sides of the ball this year?
Yeah, I mean, I could go off the hook, Jen. You know that.
That's why we have you here, Rick.
Joe Rayberg. Joe Rayberg, is our quarterback. Had a great outing. His first outing starting at quarterback. He's been starting for us as a receiver for the last 2 years. But Joe needs to have a great game with accuracy, passing the ball to Anthony Feaster out there. Young guy he'll be throwing the ball to, getting it around to different receivers to make things click for us. So that's got to be the start of it. But we also have to establish our run game. I think that between Zach Waltsack and Billy Templeton in the backfield running with some power and then sprinkling a little Anthony Feaster in there with some speed, if we could establish that run game and then allow Joe to throw the ball as we move through the game, that's going to be big. I think our offensive line is a heavy senior line, partnering with our center, Gianni Graziano, We got Keanu Hurley in there, Jake Martinez, Justin Vogt, along with a sophomore, Brennan Kimball, at tackle. So those guys are going to have to hold the line down. And our tight end, Jason Vogt, will be in the mix as well. So a bunch of different guys that I think are going to have to play huge roles all the way around to compete against these guys this weekend. So.
Coach, you just mentioned you're talking about the offensive line, and obviously football, on all levels, but especially at the high school level, it's changed in the past 10 years, right? But it always comes down to, and it's the people you never talk about, is that offensive line. So it's always run the ball, play defense, right? That's what it's about. Just what's your thoughts on that, and your commitment still, to, like you're saying, you still want to throw it around a little, but what your commitment to running the ball and how important that is for your success?
Right. I think, everything starts with the offensive line, right? Or the defensive line. You have to be established that one-on-one battle, those one-on-one battles in the trenches to really have any success, whether it's running the ball or passing the ball, right? So that's in the utmost importance. I have a great line coach. I have two line coaches. I have Brady Mahar, who's one of my offensive line coaches, and alumni that played for us, Ethan Mersing. The two of them do a fantastic job with our line, and that's where it all starts. But when it comes down to establishing a run, we're a spread offense. So we seem to be like we want to be passing the ball. But a lot of the things that we talk about all season, my offense coordinator, Ian Schwindel, we want to run the football. We want to establish the run. If we could do that, we'll run the ball all game long. We have the other options of throwing it because we're in the spread, but we love to run the football, and it just, we get that going, get that offensive line going. We're excited.
Coach, I have to mention that you are not just a multiple sport coach, but a multiple head sport coach, right? In the fall, the winter. Now, are you assistant wrestling?
Yeah, assistant wrestling,
and then head lacrosse coach as well. So wearing many hats there for many years at Montville with lots of success. So you're very, very busy, very, very busy man. So thanks so much for taking the time to join us tonight.
I appreciate it, guys. Jen, great to see you. Great to see you guys. Thank you so much for having me on tonight. You got me all jacked up. Now what am I going to
do? Well, you know what? We'll just have to get you back where we
can
spend
absolutely.
more time, and we'll get you. Maybe we have to get you pregame.
Yeah.
So
there
you
can
take the field.
Good luck, Coach.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Rick. Good night.
All right. Have a good night.
Okay, so
all right.
Big game this week,
yeah.
Montville West Morris,
We have our next guest ready to come.
And talking about best guest, there's Mr. Siciliano, best high school sports show. Mr. Sis, what's going on?
Well, I have to say we have our next guest ready to go, but I'm unfamiliar with this name in here, so I know we have it's not matching, so I'm gonna admit our guest, and we're gonna see if
okay, that's fine.
We're gonna go with it. So we have a big lineup tonight, so we'll see who we have.
By the way, coming up while we're working on the guest, we will be doing our new segment, Are You All In or Not All In?
Right,
and of course,
absolutely.
week 1 picks tonight. While we do that, Jen, I want to give you props on the nice little scoreboard that we're showing on the segment.
Coach, are you there? Can you hear us, Coach?
I'm here.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
How we doing?
Good. We have allow me to.
I was watching the other guys. Hold on. We're I'm ready.
All good. All good. Nice to see
you.
you.
How you doing?
Good.
We're
How are
good.
you doing? Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Allow me to reintroduce you to our audience. We are joined by Ramsey coach Adam Bayera. Coach, how did I do with the last name? Finally.
Finally. It
took me a long time. I kept calling.
Took her a year and a half. That's okay.
I got it. In 2021, his team finished 9-1. They were undefeated in their conference division. Coach, I feel like your players maybe have had the end of the 2022 football season on their mind after that Hanover Park upset in the first round of the state tournament. So my first question for you. So I know the tough questions here. My question is, how has that fueled you guys for this upcoming season?
You know what? I think we can learn a lot from that. Listen, I hope I never have to deal with that ever again. That's like a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It came a little too quick for me. But, it's something I hope I never have to deal with. But you know what? It is what it is. What are you going to do? The kids played hard. It's just, we weren't on that day. And, it was unfortunate for that senior class, but it really motivated these young guys to, have a great off season. And again, it's something you can learn, just the feeling alone, that sense of disappointment, I should say, that, they kind of felt. And, really the young guys really stepped up this year in the off season. They're just, they're having a great summer. We had a great summer. Tomorrow's our last summer practice in the morning. So they're all excited about that. We go afternoons at 3:00 on Thursday. So, but they had a great summer. They've been working hard. They're excited. They're really having a lot of fun. So, which is nice. They're playing loose. Last year we were a little too tight. There was a lot of pressure on that group. Those kids won every year, I think, growing up from second grade and on. So, they're playing loose and confident, and it's good to see.
So could I ask Coach one more
Sure.
thing? We had you guys on last year, and I remember, saying even at the time how impressed I was with the seniors you had on. They were just so mature and seemed like such good leaders for your team. I believe some of them went on to play at the next level. Would you mind just updating us on where
Absolutely.
they're at?
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually going to talk about that. I mean, they're seven of those seniors last year are on football camps right now currently. So that's just a testament to that group. You don't see that in public school. I mean, seven kids going to college. We have Robbie Mandel went to Lafayette. He's actually, I think he's like behind the backup where he's competing for a starting job as a freshman, which is pretty impressive. So, hats off to him. He's been working hard. Tyler Larson is at Bowdoin in Maine, which is a phenomenal academic school. And he's going to excel there. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts as a freshman all 4 years too. He's another kid, just a tremendous football player, just a great IQ. We have Danny Veenstra, quarterback. He's at Western New England. I think they had a scrimmage today, so I was talking to one of the dads. So he got some reps and some action today or yesterday. We have Justin Martone, and Timmy Smiline. We're both at Salve Regina. One on air. Timmy was our center last year, and Martone was our slot running back. And we had Joey Hunt. Joey Hunt was our receiver. He's at Montclair State. And then we had Matty Weir. Matty Weir was a tight end, D-end. He was a preferred walk-on at Fordham. He's a tight end there. I think he's like third on the depth chart. And I actually talked to him last week, and he said the speed's a little quicker than high school, but he says he's been catching up, and I think he's going to have a great career there too. Fordham, what's better than that, going there from school alone? I mean, just he's going to have the world, by the what. So,
That's great.
So it's nice to see that it's a great group of kids. I mean, they really they made my life easier. They made football fun the last 2 years, just knowing those guys. So.
Nice.
What's Coach mentioned that the kids, like that group last year, had a lot of pressure on them. So luckily we don't put any pressure on any coaches on this show, So we put no pressure on anybody, right? Hint, hint, Coach Barrett. But now my question for you is, you mentioned Veenstra, right? So listen, you're a great offensive mind. You do a lot with your offense. Was it a lot of change to go from him now to somebody new this year? And how was the switch over to, bringing in a new quarterback this year?
You know what? I mean, that we were kind of worried going into this season with the quarterback situation. Because, those guys, they didn't have experience. Danny's been playing quarterback since he was, diapers. So, I mean, he was just kind of waiting his turn, for senior year last year. So, I have to give all credit to Coach Jeremy Taylor. He's our quarterbacks coach. I mean, he's one of the best I've been around. I mean, details. I mean, he makes my life easier. I used to coach at Heights, so I used to worry. That was my job too, was getting on the quarterbacks, and he's really done a great job in the last 3 years, just with everything. He was actually it's funny because he was actually Jeremy was Vito's first quarterback when he was at Westwood. So our terminology, my terminology, growing up.
Yeah.
My terminology, it's very similar. So when I started Ramsey, Jeremy was a freshman coach when he came up with the varsity, so he was really familiar with those terms with Vito. So it was kind of like second nature to him. So I mean, he's just been doing a great job. I mean, Robert Fierce is our quarterback. He's going to be starting Friday. Senior, tremendous basketball player. I think he's a point guard. They had a great year last year. They won state section, so he's a great athlete. And I tell you what, the strides he made from last year to this year. I mean, the 7-on-7s, we won the Becton tournament. I mean, he plays lights out, and 7-on-7s or 7-on-7s, and we're like, you know what, let's see what happens. You know what, they can't, real football. We had a scrimmage against Rutherford last week. I think he was like 14 for 16 in the first half or something like that. And he just gets it to the right spot. I mean, he's kind of confident, and a lot of that goes to Jeremy, Coach Taylor, working with those guys every single day. So, I'm looking forward to him Friday night.
Coach, who are some of your other players that'll step into new roles for you this season?
We'll start the line. We have our center's Joe Starr. Joe was first-year senior. I think Joe did a great job in his offseason, just changing his body. He was kind of a kid last year that we didn't even know if he was going to take football serious, but he actually just did a total 180. It's like senioritis. It's your last year, and I mean the change he made in his body to now is just, he looks like a dude. I mean, he's 210, 6'1", and now he wants to play college football. So he's been doing a great job at center for us. We have Andrew O'Negan. Andrew's a junior for us. He's starting at left guard. Andrew's father actually played. He played at Lafayette. He played. I think he had a stint with the Cowboys. So his dad's been, his football's been his life growing up. So I mean, he's got that in him. He was actually in a couple movies. Actually, he was in was in Any Given Sunday. He was an extra, and I believe The Replacements. A couple movies too. So I mean, football's in their family. They had a brother who went to Joe's, who's in college now, and there's a little one in 8th grade. Actually, I'm in class. So Andrew's again another guy that's got the itch. He's been going to these football camps and really showcasing his ability. Another guy that changed his body. So we have those two guys. We have Timmy Myers. Timmy's another kid who just decided, great kid in the weight room. I mean, he's totally dedicated. He's probably one of the strongest kids on our team. And he's another guy who's looking to play college football. I think Monmouth is really interested in him as a preferred walk-on. And, so I'm excited that he wants to play college football. And, anytime you could extend playing for another 4 years, I mean, that's great that these kids want to do that. So we have a lot of guys. And, of course, we have our guys who returned from last year. We have our, Luca Gemma. We have Joey Liss and Dylan Kelly, which, you guys will probably hear all year. So, I mean, I can talk about them all night, but you guys you'll see that in the papers, hopefully this Friday, throughout the year. So, those are our guys. So,
my last one for you, Coach. I just went blank on what I wanted to ask him. Oh, go ahead, ask him. I totally went blank. I just had a question. I wanted to ask him too. Go ahead, Jen.
Your favorite pizza spot? Or?
No. Oh, I got one. Coach, fan or not a fan of now playing to a true quote-unquote state champion in Jersey?
Why not? I guess. I mean, now that they kind of got rid of a 9th game and play 8, I mean, why not? Listen, it's going to be tough for Group 1s or Group 2s just because of depth purposes and it's a long season. So 8 games plus another 3, 4. You got to win 4 more to get to that. Well, you got to win 3 to. What is it? 1, 2. You got
yeah, because then the fourth one would be it, right?
That's 12 games. I mean, 12 is, I guess, 12. I mean, teams have gone 12-0. I mean, it's I think it's great. I think we had an article the other day about North Jersey versus South Jersey.
Yeah.
I think our brand of football, and we're proud of that, and I'm sure they're proud of their brand of football. And we're going to find out. We'll see. I guess this year where we stand, North versus South. So we're excited. It should be an exciting weekend to say the least.
Coach, on that note, kind of a similar question. I have this question later in our different segment, but what do you think of how the conference's divisions get realigned every year? What's your opinion on that?
I mean, listen, I think it's tough in our conference, especially Group 2. There's not many Group 2 Bergen County schools. I was actually talking to somebody about this the other day. I mean, last year our division was, we had Group 4s, Group 3s. I mean, the only Group 2s in the area for us are us, Mawa, and Westwood. And then everyone else is a Group 3 or Group 4. We have no choice with that. But I mean, the realignments. I mean, listen, it doesn't really matter. You're gonna play whoever's on your schedule, and we've been in. It's my 3rd year here, and this is our 3rd different division. We
Right.
red. I don't know. It's just whatever. Whoever's on the schedule.
Play who's that's it. Play
Yeah.
who's in front of you.
Absolutely.
Dr. John saying 5 more games, round 1, semi-sectional finals, group semis, group finals. So
Thank you,
Dr.
Dr.
John's all
John.
over it.
Always
And
like this.
Coach, we definitely wanted to. We were actually going to do the Becton Rutherford, our first high school game day live pregame show, and it just happened to be Jen starts work on Thursday, and the Becton Rutherford game's 5:00. So it's like how we can't get there, you know. So we don't want her missing the first day of school and her getting in trouble. So we definitely want to do something like that with you guys this year. So we definitely want to
Anytime,
set
guys.
something up.
Yeah, no, you're more than welcome. Anytime. The
And
more the merrier.
and no pressure from us. That's only joking. We put pressure on you every week.
We love
I don't know if you heard last week.
I saw the all-in show.
All right, there you go.
I couldn't sleep. Thanks, Jen.
We had
I
to get it
it's
in.
it's my favorite part when we do that and you just check in. You're like, ugh.
That's it. Yeah, you have to worry when we start picking against you. You know that's when you got to worry. But
Yeah, no, you're right.
that's it.
You're right.
Coach Bear, thanks so much for joining us. Like I said, we'll definitely be in touch this season. Hopefully we can get to a game and do a little live pregame with you guys somehow.
Absolutely.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Hey, in about a half hour, week 1 pick. So make sure you stay through. I have a feeling the Pascagoula Valley Ramsey game's on that list somewhere. So.
Now I'll make sure to comment. So
All right, there you go. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks again, Coach.
you
Good
got
luck.
it. Thank you, guys. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Coach Barry's the best.
Yep.
We love Coach Bear.
Yep.
So no, we definitely getting the Ramsey. Jen, that's priority. We are
Absolutely.
definitely
Yeah,
getting
we
there.
Definitely want to. Well, we have our next guest ready
Coach
to
Breslin
go as
saying,
well.
Coach B, be careful with Kurt. Coach Breslin, you better watch what the Denver's pick is tonight. That's in too.
Too funny. All right, well, we have our next guest, so I'm going to get Coach Tuero from Lyndhurst in to join us.
You're doing a great job, Jen. I hope Kenny's taking notes on getting the people in and out.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Guys, how we doing?
Good. Thanks so much for joining us. Allow me to reintroduce you to our
He
audience.
doesn't need an introduction.
I know.
It's
Oh, you
Coach
know what?
Farrell. Come on.
We might have a
Kidding
new
me?
viewer.
Kidding me?
I'm nervous. I thought you forgot me, man. I
Oh, that's her.
got that golden ticket that Bear has. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little nervous. You know, I thought you forgot about the guy down at Lyndhurst.
Never. The coach who needs no introduction, Coach Tuero of Lyndhurst. In 2021, his team went 5-4. Coach, you open up with your NJIC division opponent, Waldwick. Last year, you guys lost a close one to the Warriors. So I'm wondering, is your team looking to avenge that loss opening day?
Before we get that, Coach, comment from an Eddie Twirl. Anybody seen Richie? Am I mistaken? Did Coach Twirl just have a big day recently?
My little brother just had a beautiful baby girl, man.
Yes, so I saw it on Facebook.
Congratulations.
Shout out. We want to give a nice shout out.
Oh, that's
Juliana,
awesome.
Juliana Cora Tuero, God bless her. I got another niece. I'm so blessed and so happy to have it.
Oh.
I haven't gotten to see her yet, but I'm going to be going to see her this Friday. I'm excited.
Oh,
Congratulations.
congrats to the whole family. Very nice.
Oh, thank you. As far as Waldwick, yeah, man, we're ready to go. The Golden Bears are ready to rock and roll. We have a young team, but the reality is, I love this squad. Our motto this year is only the strong survive. We've had a lot of guys depart. Maybe football is not for everybody. It's a tough sport. Maybe we're a little hard in certain things, but the camaraderie that's been built around this program, I couldn't be more excited about this group. Honestly, love them.
Coach, what you feeling? Again, I remember watching that game. It was streamed last year, right? The Waldwick-Lyndhurst game. It was phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal game, back and forth. Do you like, again, just like Coach Bear said, you got to play who you play when they play them, but you like playing them right out of the gate week 1. Let's go.
Hey, let's go, man. You know what? I'm so used to it now. So you might as well rip the Band-Aid off and let's go. Last year it was a little different. We ended up playing Elmwood Park first. Actually, I think Tommy's next, right? Tommy Mulligan's after me. He's the best, one of my best friends. And then once we got to a little bit more tougher games, we kind of, didn't do that well, if in so many words, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really excited about it. Let's go right now. We have a tough schedule. We got 2 huge games to start with Waldwick and Rutherford. Rutherford's loaded. I mean, everybody knows that, but all of our eyes are on Waldwick right now. And these guys, the kids are excited. My coaches are excited. We've been thinking about that game since I got on that bus, man. It was not an easy loss to eat.
Comment from a Maria Twirl. I love Coach Twirl. That's my boy.
Oh boy. Hey mom, I love you.
You're rocking in the comments.
He might
tonight,
be,
Coach.
He might be the first one to have his mom comment on the show, right?
That's
I don't know.
true,
That's
true.
that's a nice shout out, Coach.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
I love my mom, man. My mom and dad are probably watching right now. That's awesome.
Oh, that is great. Thank you for watching.
Dr. John saying, Coach, saw your girls playing flag football at MetLife on Monday Night Football last week. Great moment for them. Good luck this fall.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Doc. It was awesome, man. Yeah, we were on the field. That was some experience. Let me tell you, that was cool. That was really cool.
Was that halftime of their scrimmage? Is that what of the Jets scrimmage that they did that?
Jets Falcons preseason game.
Great.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They were so cool.
They
Holy
just
cow.
continue to do so, like, just when you, like, they do so
Yeah, and
much.
they
I know
just
we've
keep
talked
coming.
about this with you before. And then, I mean, even in the off season of girls flag football, I mean, it amazes me. That's great. So your girls had a good time?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I got, Coach Danny Kisak. He's my assistant on flag. He's also my assistant in high school football. It's just, we always talk to each other about it, like how awesome this is for the girls, for the town. I mean, when Eli Hodges, who's the guy that runs the Jet stuff, he's unbelievable guy, man. What a beautiful person. He when he reached out to us, we were all in, and he's done. Really the credit needs to go to the Eli Hodges. He's been unbelievable with the Jets and the flag and all this area in the tri-state area, pretty much. It's taken off and it's not going anywhere. It's awesome.
We you know what, I know we're getting off topic, but just the
Sure.
just from like even
She's getting off topic. I'm not getting off topic.
just when we were on, following things on Twitter and now seeing the girls flag football combine, girls having the ability to earn scholarships to play flag football in college. I mean, the opportunities that this is opening for them, it's amazing. It's great.
100%. I could tell you, we could talk about this for forever. Honestly, if you ever want to bring me on again to talk, because I love talking about these girls. But real quick, I just want to, you're 100% right, Jen, because there's girls on my team right now that have never played a sport before, and they're like, Coach, I want to do good in school. I never had anything to work for, and it's changing opportunities for these girls. It's unreal, man. It's unbelievable. It's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Coach Breslin saying that is what it's all about, opportunities for student athletes. Dr. John, Eli will never take credit for the work he does. I sing his praises constantly. Glad you feel the same way, Coach. Coach, I have a question for you. You guys were state champs, what was it, 3 years ago?
2019, yes, sir.
So 3 years ago, so from like the last 2 years and especially this year, since you guys won that state championship, and listen, everyone goes in every year and says we want to win a league championship and a state champion, right? But since those kids seen that, like your younger kids now on the team, is it like even more like that they want to get there, like they want that state championship now because they've seen and they know those kids, they were at those games as junior football or younger, that they saw that you guys won that state championship? Would you say it's even like they're even more motivated now because they just seen you guys win it?
No doubt about it, man. So this senior class were the freshmen that year, and they want it so bad. And I'll be honest with you, man. The first one was great, but I want the second one so much more. And that's how the coaches feel too. And the way I've been actually branding the locker room and hanging a lot of pictures up, and actually it's funny you even say that because today I hung up a bunch of pictures in my office. I want the kids to see it. We have players in the locker room now that they see that we're on the state championship team, that won the state championship. Even the guys from 2018 team, I never want to forget them.
Yep.
Because 2018, man, we went on a run that no one really expected, and we went all the way to the final against Rutherford and lost that game. But it can't be forgotten because that's what started the whole culture change, really. So one of the things I said in an interview earlier this year is we're no longer like, and Kurt, from being a Lyndhurst guy, man, like it used to be like, we made the playoffs, great. And now it's no, man, if we don't make the playoffs, what the hell happened? Like It's an expectation, this program.
Hey, expectations change. You know what? Jen and I always talk about that, like on pro sports. It's just, that's it. It's like, it's different now. It's pressure. It's, like people see it. They want to see it again. There it is.
I'm really proud of it too, man. I love the culture we built here, and honestly, it's a testament to my staff, my wife, the people, all the moms, the people around really build this up with their support. I couldn't do any of this, man. It's a beautiful thing, but it's all about the support of the community and the program and the kids. The culture's changed here in Lyndhurst. I'm so proud of it, man. I really am.
Coach Breslin, 2 more comments. Yes, Coach Vistola is still looking for his jacket, LOL. And Coach Breslin saying, tell Coach Castagnetti I said hi. So that's from Coach Breslin.
I absolutely will. That's great.
Coach, should you take a couple minutes to highlight some of the players on this year's squad?
Absolutely. I'll start with something. Unfortunately, we lost 2 seniors in the preseason, man. It's really unfortunate. My senior lineman, Kevin Carranza, tore his ACL in a game scrimmage last week. And Tony Frangipane, returning receiver, corner, he tore his ACL in a Becton 7-on-7 tournament. Devastating. I mean, devastating. So I'd be sad if I didn't mention those guys. They were going to be a huge part. And like I said to them, forget about football. It breaks my heart that they lose their year. Really, really does. But we have senior Dwayne Tucker, middle linebacker, tailback. He's got chip on his shoulder. I love the kid to death. It's about time. It's his time. It's his show. He's a younger brother of one of my former players, Daze Tucker, who was on the state championship team, and he has an older brother, Nadane Tucker, who is playing out west right now, Division I football. He played at Teaneck High School though. So Dwayne is going to be a big feature for us. We have Greg Frangipane, Tony's twin brother. He's a receiver and a D-back for us. We're really excited about him. We have senior Jake Ramsey. He's an outside linebacker for us. He's going to be starting on defense. Then everyone else is pretty much young and new on the field. We do have 2 returning linemen. Michael Rizzo's our center. He's a junior. And Jake Herman's a tackle. He's a returning lineman as well. And then everyone else, pretty much, I could be forgetting somebody here or there, are new guys. The quarterback's a sophomore, Sean Bellinger, 3-sport athlete, absolute stud. I mean, human being.
I actually think I work with his mom. She's a Carney teacher, I believe.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yes. Denise.
Yep.
Yeah. Shawnee is a tremendous kid, aces, man. I mean, aces. Beautiful person. I know I said that before, but it's the truth. He does everything right. He's a football, basketball, baseball player. He's all about this team. He's all in. He's working his tail off. He's going to make mistakes, but we're behind him all the way, like 100%. We have a sophomore tailback, Roddy Marino. He's a linebacker as well. He's another kid. These 2 sophomores, they're captains. And I've never had sophomore captains, but you know what? They were so great in the off season and in season. They demand respect. Now that I say that, I forgot one of my very important seniors. I can't believe I did. But Captain Damian Weaver, he's a returning receiver. He's a returning D-back. He is the heart and soul of our team pretty much right now. He's a stud wrestler. He's going to be going, he's going to wrestle Division I without a doubt. His brother's over at Rutgers now. I can't even believe I forgot to say him, but Damian is like, Damian's the dude. He really is. Damian is the dude. And I don't want to forget anybody else, so I'm going to stop naming guys, man. Everybody else will be all right.
One more comment from a Dana Marie saying, Coach Bubs said, I love us.
I do. I love us, too. That's my neighbor.
There you go.
Very nice. Coach, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was a pleasure, as always, to have you on, and we definitely would like to catch up with you again, spend some more time with your team this season, if possible.
Listen, anytime. I'm always around. I love talking to you guys. You know that.
It's mutual, Coach.
Give Tommy Mulligan and Paulie Johnson my love. Those are my boys. I love them so much, man. Those are my people. So, and Jackie Moore too. You got Jackie coming up.
Well, I think we have. Yep.
We're hoping
all
we have a
three guys,
couple.
Man. Give them all my love. Tell them Coach Toyle said, "How you doing?"
Absolutely.
Will do, Coach.
Coach, good
Thanks
luck to
again.
everybody. Say hi to the guys.
Thanks, guys. I'm watching those picks later. I don't know if we're on there, but
We're on it. Waldwick Lyndhurst is on it. It's on it. Don't worry about that.
They pick against us.
Don't worry about that.
You have to
I'll see
tune
you
in
guys
and
later.
find out. Just kidding.
Later, Coach.
Later, guys.
All right, that was Coach Tuero.
Coach
from
Pro, he's
Lyndhurst.
fired up. That
Yeah,
staff,
I-
I'm gonna.
I feel like we've been doing the show now a couple years. We the coaches we
Oh
have.
yeah,
Just,
and I always knew. What I'm saying. And one more time,
Wait.
congratulations to Eddie.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's, what, you could see the passion when they speak.
Oh, absolutely.
They instill it in their players, and they're just good people. So, thanks, Coach Tuero. Love chatting with people who are passionate about what they do. And we do have Coach Mulligan ready to go. So I'm going to admit him in as well. Is Coach Mulligan still the all-time leader in guest appearances?
It's getting close. It's getting close.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
There's
Guys,
Eddie
I'm
saying,
sorry.
Kurt, my
I
man,
was
thank
late.
you. Oh, that was
Sorry,
okay.
I'm late. My daughter was on strike. I had a hard time putting her to bed.
Oh, no worries, no worries.
We had Coach Tuero, so
Yeah.
there's no big deal.
It's all it
I
worked out
caught
perfect.
the end of that. I love you, Richie.
Yeah, he wanted to make sure
I
we
was gonna
gave
say,
you a
we want to
shout
make
out.
sure we pass on his hellos.
By the way, I just want you to know Eddie is saying thank you for the
Oh, very nice, very nice.
for the,
the congratulations.
the addition to the family.
Coach Mulligan, let me introduce you to our audience. Coach Mulligan is the head football coach at Elmwood Park High School. In 2021, his record was 4-5 with a 4-2 record in conference play. So, Coach, my first question for you is: this year, do you and your team see yourselves competing for another competing for the league championship again this season?
I mean, I think we're a little bit away from there right now. We got to get better every day. We just preach competing and getting better every day. As far as goals, I mean, ideally, you always want to win a conference title and you want to put yourself in a position to do that. But I mean, we're looking at the smaller picture every day. Just get better every day. Punch in, get better. Punch in, get better. Just hope that snowball effect just goes. We preach doing the right thing, running the ball, all that stuff, being a good person. All the wins and losses are going to take care of themselves after that.
Coach,
we're really setting that culture down with them.
Coach, how and like Jen said, you had a great season last year, right? 4-2 in the conference, and like you said too. I mean, other things are more important than wins and losses, like you're saying about better be doing things the right way and stuff like that. But since you got it to where you guys were last year, is it important for you guys to just stay on that track and stay on that track? I was listening. I'm a huge Knick fan, right? And I know it's crazy we're talking high school football, but they were talking about it today, and they were saying how the problem, like the Knicks, it was like you have your good year 2 years ago, then it's like you're down. Like you got to go 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Is that what your goal is, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to do that for the last 9 years. I mean, we're finally hitting that stride. I mean, a lot of it has to do with playing in that union division. We have like an equitable schedule now. We're able to compete. But a lot of it is, like you said, we want to stay consistent. We want to prove that, we're getting better and better, and hopefully within a year or two get ourselves out of that union division and be able to compete again for a spot in the playoffs and do all those things. But I mean, we were at a point with our program where we had to do something where maybe take a step back like we did to set that consistency in motion and really get that culture going of what we want, expecting to win, going into every game with a chance, and making sure like, hey, like we're going to try tonight, like we expect to win. Like whoever we're playing, we expect to win. We're going to punch them in the mouth.
Yeah, and how important is that now too? Like for the younger program, the junior program, going into kids playing as freshmen, right? They see that. So
yeah,
how important would you say that is?
I mean, I think it's huge, but at the same time, I've also been a big fan of that freshman or sub-varsity level to really mold and develop those kids and get them ready for high school football, because I feel like if we just throw them in, like that's what happened when we were younger. Some of us just got thrown in. We weren't ready for high school football, and it turned you off for it. You don't want to be getting hammered by some 17, 18-year-old kid.
A man, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like even like in college, I remember starting as a freshman, I was like, I'm just getting completely dominated by this 24-year-old man right here. Like it just, you need to develop. You got to grow.
You're not ready.
So I think that doing that, like making sure we have those sub-varsity games, those freshman games, I think that's really helped us too along the way, because we've also had the luxury where our numbers are up, so we're able to say to those younger guys, like, hey, go down there, right? You run our offense on the cans, just hit your mesh points, hit everything on time, run through everything full speed, in and out the huddle, just little things like that. Like we're able to set our culture and set the way that we want to play ball.
Coach, could you take a minute and highlight some of the players from this year's squad?
I mean, we got Alex picking his back. He's gonna be one of the best players on the field every night we play. We got Jaden Ferris back at quarterback. Kyle Showers back at linebacker. My nephew ended up coming back from Bergen Catholic. He's really helping us, giving us a spark as a running back for us. We got a few juniors, Josh Reeds and David Rojas, who are looking to have a really big year out of them. And we got two sophomores stepping up on the line, Braden Olson and Lucas Thomas.
Nice. Very nice.
Coach, my last one for you, and again, I think I've said this every time you've been on. If there's a coach that belongs at a school, it's you in Elmwood Park. I mean, I truly believe that. No, and I'm dead serious. It's not like because I knew you. Like it is. It's like you see it on other levels, but for high school, like at you and Elmwood Park, it's like that's just how it should be. So and you know what, and you know what, it's like a hat off to you. You know, I mean, like you said, you've gone through some tough times, but where have you brought that program? I mean, that's all. You know, that's everything with Elmwood Park. But it's a big shout out to you too.
Thank you. I think my father would slap me around if he was still alive if I would have turned my back and walked away.
No, that's awesome, man.
Coach, you mentioned your daughter before. She was putting up a fight going to sleep. I think I saw on one of the social media outlets that does she make it to practice with you?
She did. She came to her first football practice. She fell asleep in the meeting, and she was on strike that day too. She did not want to be there. It was hot.
Oh, Tufa, that's great though that you have her there. That's fantastic. Coach, best of luck this season. Thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy schedule to join us.
Thank you guys. I'm so sorry for being late, but thank you.
No.
It was all perfect. Don't even worry.
And we'll definitely do something with you, you know, the rest of it, you know, at some point this year. Absolutely.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you again, guys.
Thanks,
Thank you, Coach.
Good night.
Okay, Coach Mulligan from Elmwood Park. And you know, like I told you, I mean it. Him at Elmwood Park is he's the man for that job. He always is. He should be at Elmwood Park for his whole career. I'm banking it all in or not all in. There's my all in. That's it.
Well, speaking of all in or not all in, our new segment that we added this year, are you ready to roll right into that?
Yes.
So I'm up first, right?
Yep.
All right, well, I think it was Coach Bear that I posed this question to tonight, but are you all in or are you not all in on realigning the conference divisions every year?
When you say you don't mean like the sections, you mean like the conferences, right? Like the NJIC, like you're saying like that.
Well, you've got the NJIC and then you've got the divisions.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Realigning the little divisions.
Yeah, I'm all in with that. I mean, I like that. I'm going to actually double down on the same thing for my first one for you. Oh, are you all in? Because I'm all in.
I'm not all in. I don't know. I just feel like when I was a lacrosse coach and we did that in our big North Jersey Girls Lacrosse League, like Coach was saying, he's been there 3 years. He's played 3 different conference schedules. It just didn't, I don't know. I was not a fan of it. So,
okay.
But Coach Marr has made it. He was unsure if he was going to make it, so let's take a break.
You want to go? Okay, we'll come back.
Yeah, is that okay with you?
Yeah, of course.
You know, you have to get set there, so I will let Coach in. Is that okay?
Yes, it is.
All right. Hey, Coach. How you doing? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much. So I know you were very, very busy this evening, so thanks so much for making the time for us.
Absolutely. Anytime.
All right, let me reintroduce you to everyone who's joining us. This is Coach Jackie Marr from Becton High School Football. In 2021, they were 7-4 and a North 1 Group 1 semifinalists. Coach, if I'm not mistaken, over the past 3 seasons, I think you are 18-8. So my question for you is, what is your outlook for 2022?
So what we did this year, we bumped up to a Group 2 because we have, I'm sure everybody knows now that Maywood is part of our school now. So this is the 3rd year that they're coming in. And even though they count for the enrollment for sophomore, junior, and senior, they don't count the freshmen. We bumped up to Group 2. So they actually put us up in the Colonial Division now in the NJIC. So bigger schools, tougher schedule for sure, and I'm sure you'll get into that with Rutherford week 1. But we're just looking to compete there. We've been okay in the other divisions. Now we get to play the big boys, so we'll see what happens.
Coach, Jen and I've been talking a lot with other coaches and just her and I tonight about like schedules and like schedules change and realignments and stuff like that. But you guys, like, it's a little different. Like, Becton, Rutherford, you got St. Mary's, Lyndhurst, but like, let's get to like, you open up with Rutherford, right? Like, so what do you think, like, what's your thoughts on, I guess, and it's going to be one of my questions to you later on the All In segment, but like the Rutherford Becton game, like, it just means more. Like, is that something you would like to see more, whether it's, you guys with St. Mary's and more like more off of Rutherford Becton? Would you like to play them every year?
If they're not going to be that good, maybe. But yeah, I mean, just the natural rivalry, them being across the tracks from us, same type of kids, same blue collar mentality, just the physical toughness from both sides. Yeah, I'd like to see it. Absolutely. I think it'd be good for both towns. I mean, it's been a rivalry for Becton for forever. So I'm a Woodridge guy, and like our rival was always Heights. But I've been at Becton for 11 years now in total, and it's always Rutherford. It's Rutherford. So yeah, I'd definitely like to see it.
Coach Breslin saying, wow, that is old school. Big rivalry years ago. Played them on Thanksgiving.
Yes, sir.
Coach, would you take a few minutes and just highlight some of your players that will be contributors for your squad this year?
Sure. We're definitely inexperienced on both sides of the ball. We only have 3 stars coming back on each side. But offensively, we got our quarterback back, Isaiah Royster. Our 2 linemen coming back. We have Chris Zawatsky. He's a junior. He just got nominated as a captain. He's 2-year starter, and he'll be a 3-year starter next year. Solid player. We have Luke Palsey's coming back on defense. He's a 3-year starter at defensive end. He's just solid as you come at defensive end. We have Jaden Alvizio, who's coming back as an offensive tackle. He started his sophomore year, was out last year with a knee injury, and he's back for his senior year. So he's chomping at the bit. He's ready to go. Other guys we got a new transfer in from the Bronx. He played at Cardinal Hayes in the Bronx. He's shown promise. He's ready to go too. Malachi Ate. We got Omari Gray Rice, who's coming back from. He's a senior, not too much experience from last year, but he's doing his job up front. And then there's John Palsey, which is Luke's brother. He's only a sophomore. He's got that that point guard mentality. He's a point guard for the freshman team. They had a really good freshman team last year, so he'll be good. And there's a whole bunch of other people that are just we're waiting for some kind of explosion from them.
I was just going to piggyback off of the point guard comment. That's like the third coach tonight that's mentioned one of their players being like a point guard. And it's just, I love the multiple sport athletes, of course. Absolutely. And then, but a point guard who just has like that field, court vision, I guess. Do you see like him be able to transfer that, skill set, I guess, to football?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he'll be the backup quarterback. So in case anything does happen to Isaiah, he'll be ready to go. But yeah, he's got it. He's got that it factor, which is you can't teach it. Either you got it or you don't. I mean, I remember during their freshman tournament run, I think they won a couple games, like 3 or 4 games. He was playing up at Don Bosco. I think they were playing Hackensack actually, and I'm in the stands because they're my guys, so I'm going to watch them. And he threw like a 3/4 court pass to a kid on a fast break in stride. The kid made a layup. He just looks at me, points at me. He's like, "I got you, coach." Got a kid he is, you can't teach that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So Coach, like you were saying, first off, we were so pumped up. We were going to do our first official high school game day, and then we realized the game is 5:00, and Jen had school the first day. I have our last like quote unquote summer. I'm a 12-month employee in Kearney, so we're like, we're not going to be able to do this, but we will definitely get there.
Apologies,
yes.
Coach, for even
But getting back to that game, like you're saying, you open up with Rutherford, and they obviously have a dynamic quarterback. So just, again, no secrets here, but what's the, how hard is it going to be, to contain this kid? And I mean, he's like you're saying, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the area. Mm-hmm. And, you open up with it. So it's going to be a challenge, isn't it?
100%. I mean, just watching that kid throw the ball in their scrimmage from last week, he understands what's going on. He understands defenses, and we just got to find a way to get to him. Like I said, we're only at 3 returning stars on the defensive side of the ball, so we got to do our job and just make sure that we kind of try to make him uncomfortable, and then just take it from there.
Okay.
All right, Coach, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. How was your son's scrimmage tonight? How'd you guys do?
It was good. It was kind of weird because I had practice with my guys, so I've been down at the locker room since probably about 1:30. We stretched at 3. We had a 2.5-hour practice, and then I literally walked out of the office out to the field because Woodridge, where we live and my son plays for, scrimmage work, which is Wallington, East Rutherford, across that. So I literally just got home about a half hour ago. So I've been down there for a long time.
No, we appreciate it, Coach.
again,
I mean, we know how
thank you.
busy you are.
Thank you for taking the time.
Absolutely, anytime.
All right. Good luck.
Good luck
Coach.
this week.
We'll talk to you
All right.
soon.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right. That's
Coach Breslin saying good luck to Coach Marr. And yeah, listen, like right out of the gate, Rutherford, that's going to be a big game. I mean, I know. I think that's our first game we're actually picking tonight when we do get to that.
Yep.
But let's just continue real quick on the all in. Not all in.
All right. Well, you were up. I did the realigning the conferences. You were all in. I was not all in. So now it's your.
Okay, just we'll do. I like how we do topics sometimes, and then we'll do something with the game. And my first one's gonna be with a game tonight. So, the Big Four, right? Bosco, Bergen, they are gonna be out of state playing Florida and Arizona respectively. St. Peter's is home versus Pennsylvania team, and St. Joe's has DePaul. So are you all in or not all in if I make a statement that at least one of the Big Four will lose this week?
So the Big Four is
Bergen,
Catholic,
Bosco,
Bosco,
St.
Peter's, and St. Joe's.
Yes.
So I'm giving you a little insight into my picks tonight. I think one of them will fall.
Okay.
Yes, so
I am gonna.
Which one is the question?
I'm gonna go. So you're all in that one will fall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am not going all in. I do not think they will.
Right.
They will.
So we
I'm
have-
not going to say big. They're all going to be some close games, but I'm going to go. I'm not all in on that statement.
Gotcha. All right. My next one is not sports related at all. It's actually fall food. I'm going to give you 2 fall foods. You tell me if you're all in or not all in on them. Apple cider donuts.
Oh, I'm 1,000% all in. I'm actually going Friday morning, so I have it for college football Saturday.
All right. And pumpkin flavored anything.
By the way, I'm going to give Coach Breslin a shout out because that's in Demarest.
There we
Wasn't
go.
it in Demarest?
Demarest Farms.
Demarest Farms? I believe it is.
All right, I think it is.
I'm sorry,
All
last
right.
one?
Pumpkin flavored anything.
No, the only pumpkins is the pumpkins you put on for the fall mantle. That's it for a pumpkin here. Coach Breslin's saying all in.
All right, nice.
My last one.
I didn't get to answer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm all in for the apple cider donuts. I guess I have to be not all in for pumpkin flavoring. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, my last one. Coach Breslin, not all in on pumpkin. Me either, Coach. No. My last one is we're talking about schedules. A conference like the NJIC. I'm not going to say everyone because it doesn't line up. But say somebody like the NJIC. Are you all in that? Like the NJIC, I'm just going to throw a Patriot division. I don't know. I'm just throwing a name out.
Okay.
But those divisions should be they should be categorized by location, meaning meaning rivals. Like you head down Ridge Road, boom. So that division would be Lyndhurst, St. Mary, maybe North Arlington, Lyndhurst, St. Mary's, Rutherford, Becton. Just because, hey, they're your neighbors, there's instant rivalries. Are you all in or not all in? That's how it should be classified.
I'm going to say for the for football, maybe yes, because they don't have like a county tournament. I'm going to say I'm not all in for all sports though. Like it makes sense for football because you guys, the way the schedule works, you can't fit other teams in. You want to have those rivalries, So, but like girls soccer, for example, the Super Essex Conference, West Essex can play Livingston like 3 times a year, in their conference, in the counties. They might see, it's just, and it gets a little much like that, So I can't be all in.
Okay. This is tough for me because I want to be all in on this. I just think it's phenomenal when you have that, there's going to be, listen, there's always people at the Becton game, but the Becton Rutherford, there's going to be so many people at that game. You know what? Richie Toro, Coach Toro saying, bring back the BCSL. See, I'm going all in. I just think, hey, they're your neighbors. Listen, we grew up, it was Garfield Lodi, Garfield Elmwood Park, Garfield Saddlebrook. That's, it's different than, we had to play PCT in Manchester and you're like, okay, like, yeah, you had to play them. But the Garfield Lodi, Garfield Elmwood Park, those games were just like you knew everybody from the school. So, I don't know. I'm going to go all in. I really am. I'm going to go all in on that. Dana's saying old BCSL days. Coach is also saying, I want Thanksgiving versus Becton back. It's a trophy game. That's a big, again, listen, coaching there, that was a big game. We had a lot of topics on the Thanksgiving thing, and could be a whole nother show. Coach Mull saying, I love those games. He's talking about Garfield Elmwood Park. And it matters. I'm telling you, the atmosphere of and listen, all these games are going to be fantastic, but that Becton Rutherford game, it's going to be a crazy atmosphere. So, all right, let's get to
our picks. So after week 0, I believe you have the standings up there, right?
Standings are up.
We have a 3-way tie for first place with Kurt Beelan and our guest picker tied at 10-3. Kenny comes in, I guess technically 4th place with a record of 9-4, and I am holding down the last spot. I'm a little embarrassed at 8-5. It's early. Though.
Don't be embarrassed. You know what? It's just we got to put you away early this week. Early.
All right, so let's get to our
I
first
gotta get
game.
Okay. I thought I lost my sheet. I thought I lost my sheet.
Alrighty, so here we go. Our first matchup.
We're coming right out of the gate with this.
Yep. Well, you said it was going to be. We got Rutherford at Becton. All right. We don't have a guest on this evening, but I will go. Our guest picker is it just Mr. Valenti?
Mr.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Joe Valenti, our my father-in-law, Kurt's father. So we've got both dads representing the first two guest pickers, 2 big sports fans. So he is picking Rutherford.
Okay.
All right. Should I keep going? Alrighty. I have. I'm gonna go Kenny next, and then Beelan. So
okay.
Kenny is picking Becton by a score of 20-17. He's saying the Becton has home field advantage, and they prevail late in the game. Mr. Beelan is picking Becton as well. And you know what? I know Coach Marr was, saying he has a lot of inexperience, and I know the Rutherford is a very good quarterback. You know what, though? I'm picking Becton opening night. I'm rooting for you, Coach Marr, and all of our friends at Becton.
This quarterback's good.
Yep.
From Rutherford. I mean, real good, right? But listen. This is what the key's gonna be. What do I always say though?
We got 20.
Okay, I'll do it quick. I promise. Run the ball, play defense, right? You know what the difference is? Here's the biggest key to this game. They had all summer to prepare for this. I know they're young, but all summer to game plan for him. Here's the key. They shut Rutherford's running game down, and then they go like this. They tee off on him. Becton in an upset.
All right.
Becton in an upset.
We're pulling for you, Coach.
I'm not going to be the one to go against them.
All right. Our next game, we have Glen Rock at Garfield. So our guest picker is picking Glen Rock. Kenny is picking Glen Rock 33, Garfield 27. Says Glen Rock's offense will be too much for Garfield is his prediction. Mr. Beelan is picking Garfield, and I am picking Glen Rock. So we've got me, Glen Rock, Kenny, Glen Rock, Mr. Beelan, Garfield. Our guest picker is Glen Rock. What do you have there, KP?
This is hard to do, but I got to go against Garfield. I don't know if they're going to be able to score with Glen Rock. So I'm going to go against Mr. Beelan and go to Garfield and go with Glen Rock.
All right. Our third pick game. 2 teams in week 1. That is their opening game. We have Lyndhurst at Waldwick. We just had Coach Tuero on the show, right? So our guest picker is picking Waldwick. Kenny is picking Waldwick 21-14 over Lyndhurst, saying Waldwick wins a tough one in a hard-fought game. Mr. Beelan is picking Waldwick. I am picking Lyndhurst. I think they're going to avenge last year's close game. I'm going with Lyndhurst on this one.
I'll be dead honest. I picked Waldwick. My pick switched. I heard Coach Tuero. You know what? I watched that game right on that TV. I watched that whole game streaming last year, and Lyndhurst was in that game. Yeah, Lyndhurst might be a little inexperienced, but so is Waldwick. Waldwick lost a lot too. Hey, what do you think Waldwick's going to run? What do you think Waldwick's running, Adam?
I have no idea.
Well, yes, you do. Dr. John's on. What's Waldwick running at him?
The Windows 95.
Which is what?
Series, begins to turn things around with a win.
I think we're just having a little. Okay.
Technical difficulties.
No, we should be okay.
Yeah,
we should
I was
be
gonna
back.
say my Zoom slowed down. Are we still good?
We should be back. There's Coach
Okay.
Breslin saying wing T.
Okay.
Okay,
there we
I'm
go.
sorry. Can you give me
All
that
right,
again?
Yep. So we got St. Mary's at North Arlington. Guest picker picking St. Mary's. Kenny is picking St. Mary's.
Kenny's going St.
And
Mary's.
Mr. Beelan's going North Arlington.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have a talk with Beelan. He's like, he has something against St. Mary's. I don't know if it's me. I'm gonna have a sit down with
Well,
him.
we had Coach Johnson was scheduled to be on tonight if he was available. He had a lot going on. He was trying to squeeze us in, and one of the things I had wanted to ask him was the they saw North Arlington twice last year on their schedule. The first time was a very lopsided North Arlington win, but the second
But that
one-
might have been pre-Coach Johnson.
Well, exactly. That's where I'm going with this. So thank you for interrupting.
You're welcome. I'm on top of it.
So the second game was a much different story, much closer, and I think it's a testament to what Coach Johnson was able to do with that team in a short amount of time. Now they've had an entire offseason and preseason to prepare. I'm going with Kenny. I think St. Mary's gets back on track with an opening day, or gets on track for the season with an opening day win.
Don't
I'm
even
going
ask.
St.
Don't
Mary's.
even ask me this one. I'm going St. Mary's. Coach Johnson. I am so fired up. I want to be at that game Thursday night, 6:00 at North Arlington. I can't wait to see what Coach Johnson's doing with the Gales. Go Gales, baby.
All right, our next game, still two teams that are their first games of the season in week 1 here. We have Cresskill at Woodridge. Our guest picker, Mr. Valenti Sr., is not senior, but Mr. Valenti, Joe Valenti, is picking Cresskill. Kenny is going Woodridge. She says Woodridge will win with defense in a close one, 14-13. Mr. Beelan is picking Woodridge as well. Coach Catrona. I love Coach Catrona. Gets his team fired up. Maybe we'll get a clip of his opening day speech again. I'm going with Woodridge as well.
Yeah, I'm sweeping the board. Coach Catrona. I think hard, tough game. Like Kenny says, defensive game, low scoring game. We're gonna sweep the board. I'm gonna take Woodridge with you guys. I like how Coach Terrell is making picks here too. He's picking St. Mary's,
Nice,
so I love
nice.
this.
Awesome. Our next game, O&O Demarest at O&O Ridgefield Park. Okay, week 1 game opener for these two as well. Demarest sweeps the board here, KV, with our guest picker, with Kenny, with Beelan, and myself.
What is it? The Ramapo effect? Everyone's going with it.
I think it is. And Kenny's predicting that Coach Guts will get his first career win by a score of 21-13. So we have Coach Breslin. Coach Breslin, good luck in the opener.
I know Coach Breslin's not going to like this because he doesn't like us picking his team. But I'm going to go with you. I'm excited to see this. Hey, this offense. When you see it for that first time, and it's listen, it's going to be tough for Ridgefield Park. I'm going to take Demarest. Oh, Coach saying, wow, you're putting some pressure on us. Absolutely, Coach.
We're all about the pressure here.
That's it, baby.
All right, our last game on the Thursday night slot is East Orange at Clifton. We had Coach Sinq on this evening. We were speaking to him about how they lost a heartbreaker on a controversial call right at the end of their state championship game. So they open up. It's a great opportunity for them. Our guest picker is picking Clifton. Kenny is picking Clifton. He says Clifton will win in a classic, 27-21. I think that they are going to avenge that loss. They get them at home. I think they'll be chomping at the bit.
Beelan?
Everybody, yep. Mm-hmm.
Beelan's going Clifton too?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I guess pressure's on me now, right? Now I know how Coach Bear feels. I'm sweeping the board. At home, they get, listen, like they're saying, they lost a lot. East Orange lost a lot, so it's not going to be like it is last year. And new head coach, I believe Coach Oliver retired, from East Orange. Again, congratulations, Coach, on last year's success. But I'm going to take Coach Sinq and the Clifton Mustangs. I'm going Clifton over East Orange.
All right, moving on to our Friday slate of games. We have O&O Butler at O&O Park Ridge. Our guest picker is picking Butler. Kenny is picking Park Ridge in a lopsided win. He says Park Ridge big by a score of 33-14. So Park Ridge for Kenny, Park Ridge for Mr. Beelan as well.
Okay.
Park Ridge for me also. So we've got Park Ridge, except for the guest picker. But what about you?
Yeah, I'm going. The quarterback's back. He's a junior this year, I believe, and a phenomenal athlete. I think they're going to be way too much for Butler. I'm going to take Park Ridge and sweep the board with you guys.
All right. Moving on to 1-0 PCTI versus 0-0 Union City. Excuse me. Our guest picker is picking Union City. Our friend Coach Valdez, correct?
Yes.
At Union City.
Yep.
And Kenny is picking PCTI by a score of 28-20. That's his adopted team for this year, and he says they'll win on the roof. The game is at Union City. That's where they play. So I'm going PCTI, and
Mr. Beelan?
Mr. Beelan PCTI as well.
So I'm going to clean sweep it. Again,
Wow.
the Dye boys, the brothers, the twins over there, they're phenomenal players. And I'm taking them until that's Kenny's adopted team, right? Yeah. So I'm with Kenny on this one. I like PCTI.
All right. Well, you're with all of us on this one.
Yeah, well, I'm with Kenny's adopted team.
Our next one, Coach Bear, if you're tuning in, it's our Ramsey at Pascack Valley. So
How'd we know this game make the board?
Our guest picker is picking Pascack Valley. So no pressure. It's not going to be all. Kenny is picking Ramsey by a score of 34-20. He says Ramsey wins late on the road.
Well, I have a problem with Kenny. 34-20. What do you mean? What's late
maybe
on
they
that?
got 2 late touchdowns.
Yeah, come on.
See, maybe.
Here comes Coach Bear. Here we go.
I'm picking Ramsey. Mr. Beelan is picking Ramsey. And do we sweep the board with our regular pickers?
How can you even ask me with a straight face? Listen, not going to be easy. Pascack Valley, those are tough kids there. They'll come to play. Coach Bear will have it. Hey, like you talk about chomping at the bit from last year. New group. They get off the start. Coach Bear gets it done. I'm going Ramsey.
All right. Moving from one.
Coach Bear saying, I'm watching, Kurt. Bang. There it is. There's the face. Coach Bear. Again, not easy. Pascack Valley, they're always tough kids. But Coach Bear will figure it out. Ramsey, I'm going to say, I'll say like Kenny, but 2 touchdowns. But
Okay.
Ramsey.
Our next game.
He's saying LOL.
Our next game is Ramapo at Willingboro. Ramapo under a new head coach this year. Our guest picker is picking Ramapo. Again, they didn't go against either of your former places. Our Kenny is picking Ramapo by a score of 28-20. He says they're going to begin 2022 on a high note. Mr. Beelan is picking Ramapo. I'm picking Ramapo. I have a lot of confidence in their. I know they have a new coach, probably a lot of adjustments, a lot of changes, but I have a lot of confidence in their quarterback.
Oh, yeah, he's back. Running back's back. The kid Robinson's back, the receiver. And, again, interesting to see because, Coach, they're saying they're doing a lot of the stuff that Coach Gibbs did on the offensive ball, mixing a little bit of their own stuff. But, listen, it's a machine over there. So, again, I don't know. I'm not going to say easy, but I think Ramapo gets the win.
Alrighty. Our next Friday game is 1-0 Don Bosco, who played an out-of-state opponent last week, versus another out-of-state opponent, 1-0 Edgewater of Florida.
Real quick, Coach Breslin saying Ramapo is loaded with talent. Willingboro is a great team, should be a great game.
Oh, nice. Good. All right. So Don Bosco and Edgewater. Our guest picker is picking Edgewater in Florida. Kenny's picking Bosco by a score of 28-21. He's saying that Bosco will make a case for being the best in Jersey. I have Bosco. Mr. Beelan has Bosco.
And Mr. Valenti's got Bosco. Again, close game. Hey, we're going to see it, right? Florida's a great team out there. But Bosco looked good last week. And like Kenny's saying, hey, right now they have a legit case to be best team in Jersey. And when you talk about best team in Jersey, you're talking about one of the best teams in the nation. So I will sweep the board. Let me just put Beelan, make him official.
All right. Our next game is West Morris 1-0 at Montville 1-0. So both teams having a game during week 0. We had Coach DeBonta on earlier in the program. He did speak a little bit about what it's going to take to beat West Morris this week. They did play them in, at a lopsided loss last year, but it's a whole new year. Our guest picker is picking Montville. Kenny's picking Montville by a score of 20-17. He said they're going to be off to a hot start. I'm picking Montville. Mr. Beelan is picking Montville.
Wow. I haven't gone against you guys, but I am on this one. I think it's going to be a good game. I just think they're powerful. I'm going to take West Morris close. Wouldn't be shocked at all, but I got to pick against you guys sometimes, so I'm going to take West Morris in this one.
Rick DeBonta, I don't know if you're still watching, but the only one that didn't take Montville.
Yep.
Maybe that'll get you guys fired up, too.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I love. We have Coach DeBonta on the show. He was ready to, we got him all fired up, and then we sent him off.
That's it. It's fine.
All right, our next game is Caldwell at Morris Catholic, 0-1 Morris Catholic. Guest picker is picking Morris Catholic. Kenny's picking Caldwell by a score of 33-13. He thinks that Morris Catholic's going to be in for a long game. I am picking Caldwell. Mr. Beelan is picking Caldwell. So we got Caldwell.
Yeah, listen, Morris Catholic has problems stopping people. The only, usually like they'll score, make it a high scoring game. The problem is they're playing Caldwell they don't give up any points. So this is going to get, I think this is going to get ugly, and hope Denville Dairy's open late. I'm going to go Caldwell.
All right, we're hoping to catch up with Coach Romano tonight. Caldwell, 12-0 last season, group champions, conference champions. So, they are going to be playing with a target on their back all season, I'm sure. But I think that they will be victorious. All right, our next
Coach
game.
Sis is saying very ugly.
Hi, Coach Sis.
What's going on, Coach Sis?
All right, 1-0 Irvington at 1-0 Millville. We have our guest picker picking Millville. Kenny's picking Irvington in a big win, 35-7. In fact, his words were Irvington, big.
Okay.
All right. Myself and Mr. Beelan have Irvington as well. And you
Coach Sis is saying Jen's the best. Dr. John, South Group 4 champ, number 4 Millville, number 4 Millville against Group 4 champ number 8 Irvington at Rutgers, 7 o'clock in prime time. When he's saying numbers, those are state ranking numbers. So Beelan's going Irvington.
I didn't realize it was at Rutgers. Very exciting for those kids. That's nice. Great.
So everyone's going. You guys are going.
Yep.
Okay. This game was flip a coin today, right? But this is what I thought. What is Dr. John always bust my chops about when I say what?
Wing T?
No, not Wing T. But when I didn't say the name tonight.
Oh, Russell Wilson.
Right. Plays for who?
Denver.
Their colors are
blue and orange.
What's Millville?
Blue and orange.
I'm sorry, Doc. I love you, Dr. John. But this is like Corso says, this is business. I'm taking the upset.
All right.
I'm taking the upset. I'm going to go Millville. I hope I don't lose this tournament bracket by a game, but I got to do it.
All right. Our next one is 1-0 Bergen Catholic at 0-0. I think it's pronounced Seguro. They're out in Arizona. So I'm sorry, our guest picker is picking Bergen Catholic. Kenny's saying Bergen Catholic will win in the desert, 28-21. Mr. Beelan is picking Bergen Catholic. I am picking Bergen Catholic.
Yeah, I'm going to do it too. I mean, again, until they're beat, Sis is saying that this is a woodshed. Not about a woodshed. This team's good. You're going, traveling, whatever. But until you beat Bergen, how do you not say,
right.
Listen, what Coach Campanelli, Vito's doing over there? I mean, I'm not going against them. No way.
All right, that's our Friday slate of games. All right, we've got 4 games left that are scheduled for Saturday. There were a lot of good ones. So we looked at the list. We tried to pare it down, and we said, you know what?
We got to make our picks. Got to make our picks.
All right, Saturday we have 0-0 Pompton Lakes at 0-0 Saddlebrook. Our guest picker is picking Pompton Lakes. Kenny's picking Saddlebrook. He's saying Saddlebrook will win at home by a score of 20-14. I'm going Pompton. Mr. Beelan's going Pompton.
Doc, real quick. Coach Sis is saying Beelan's Jets are in trouble week 1. He's giving us some info. Dr. John Kurt, that is why Hoops is getting the hoodie when they come in. Hey.
Exactly, Dr. John. The one who begs for it, right? And then
I hope I'm wrong. I do. Saddlebrook for Kenny.
And Pompton for myself and Mr. Beelan.
So Beelan and you going Pompton.
Pompton, yeah. How about you?
How about me? You know what? Coach, oh my God, I can't. We coached him, Van Kersen, at at Saddlebrook is doing a phenomenal job. But you know what? Tracy Ann, if you're listening, this is for you. This is Saddlebrook's jumping to the new division, right?
Right, yes.
Pompton Lakes, they're well coached. They're always well coached. Those kids are going to come very close, but I'm going to take Pompton.
All right, next Saturday game, Paramus Catholic.
Oh, by the way, Sister saying you were 8-5. He's shocked that you were 8-5.
I know. Me too, sis. I'm a little first week, and it's early, so it's only a 2-game swing. So hopefully I can make some ground this week. Paramus Catholic at Hudson Catholic. Our guest picker is picking Paramus Catholic. Kenny's picking Hudson Catholic by a score of 28-14. He said that Paramus Catholic will play hard, but it just won't be enough. I'm picking Hudson Catholic. Mr. Beelan is picking Hudson Catholic.
I think this is where I'm going to get a point with you guys, on you guys, because, Coach Russo now coached at Northern Highlands. He moves over to Paramus Catholic. Listen, it's a whole new team over there. They got a lot of kids coming in. It ain't the same team that it was the past couple years. And you got to remember, Hudson Catholic, smaller school. Paramus Catholic still, one of the big ones. I'm taking Paramus Catholic. And I'm not going to say it's an upset. I mean, might look an upset on paper. Coach Russo, right out of the gate, I'm taking Paramus Catholic. Dr. John saying Hudson Catholic has 5 D1 kids on their team. Great NJ to come article about their team today. I'm still going to take Paramus Catholic.
All right. Okay.
I'm going against Dr. John a lot this week.
You are. That's not usually a good thing.
Dr. John should come over on September 12th and watch the Broncos-Seahawks game with us. Then he'll see how annoying I really am.
All right. 0-0 DePaul at 0-1 St. Joe's of Montville. Okay.
I mean, how's this not a game? This is a crazy game.
Didn't you put St. Joe's as one of your bigs that might fall? Was that one?
I didn't have them that. I didn't pick that there. You picked that.
No. I'm saying, didn't you have?
Oh, they're
them
one
as
of the
one of the ones that
could fall.
Question that could fall. Yes. So this is my game where I think DePaul is going to win. So that's where that plays in.
You're going Joe's 0-2 out of the gate.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen, I think DePaul's going to win. So I know that's they're at home, they're coming after a loss, but I'm still picking DePaul. Okay. We've got our guest pickers picking St. Joe's. Kenny's picking St. Joe's. He says they bounced back at home, 21-14. Mr. Beelan's picking St. Joe's, and now it's on you.
Yeah, it's like you said, hey, hard, tough loss last year. Again, offense take a little time. They're saying the offense looked good with Coach Brian Gibbs running the offense now. I think at home, listen, let me ask you, is this a must-win game? So they don't start 0-2?
I think it's a little early to be a must-win.
And I know, listen, DePaul's always great defensively. I just think they're one too many athletes for St. Joe's over DePaul. I'm going to take St. Joe's, and I think they go to 1-1.
Sis, do I gain a game on that one, or do I get myself in a bigger hole? That remains to be seen.
Let's see who Coach Sis got. You got St. Joe's or DePaul?
All right, and our last one is 0-2 St. Joe's Prep of Pennsylvania at St. Peter's Prep. So
he's saying you're going to gain a game
right.
on me on that.
I like it, sis. Thank you. Our guest picker is picking St. Peter's Prep. Kenny's picking St. Peter's Prep by a score of 28-13. That they are a force to be reckoned with, he describes them as. I'm picking St. Peter's Prep. Mr. Beelan, St. Peter's Prep.
Yeah, I'm going. Listen, this team is legit. I mean, they're going to be battling for, number 1 ranking in the state at some point this year. I think the place will be rocking at home. I think they win it pretty easily. And again, if you want to see a quarterback, the kid Long from them is the kid champ. He's good, man. He's good. And we always give a shout out to our boy Nico Duarte, one of the best, kickers around. So. I'm going to sweep the board. We're going to sweep the board. We'll go St. Peter's.
All right.
So, real quick, great job tonight with all the guests, getting them in, getting them out again. Hope Kenny's listening and following, so we'll see how that works tomorrow. But you did a great job with all your guests.
Well, our guests were phenomenal. And you know what? In that short amount of time, I hope we didn't shortchange anyone. We had a lot of people to get in, but even in that short amount of time, I just can't say enough nice things about the coaches we had on this evening, not only for taking their time and what they give to their programs, but for being so passionate about what they do.
Yep.
It
And
shines through in their time with
And
us.
hey, it's that time, Thursday, Friday, Saturday football. Good luck to everybody. Good luck to all the coaches, all the schools, and we'll be back with we'll be doing some results
Some
show.
type
So,
of recap. Yeah.
all right, have a good night.